So, Yeti deck. We've got Legion Drummer. Could be tossed to a 3 of. I'm still deciding how I feel about Katarina here. We're not going to make any overall changes right now. So, deck building 101. My general process. Take the deck. I mean, this is a deck we already made. But let's assume that this is like some new concept that we're trying out. So, take the deck. Play the concept. Play it out around 5 games. At the 5-game mark, hit the deck builder, make no changes, but consider optionable swaps, and then play another 10 games or so. Roughly, it's a general amount, while considering those swaps in different spots. Elise Draven. This is probably my deck. I don't know anybody else who runs Elise Draven Spiders. Do I want to do anything different because of that? Is Elixir of Iron good against my deck? How do I play against this deck? Is Whirling Death good? It's going to be really hard to not get value out of Whirling Death. Like, really, really, really difficult. Oh, God. I think I have to keep it over Elixir. This is a good hand. Draven Whirling Death. That's good. Egotistical comment. What about the Draven thing? I mean, I think it's probably my deck though, right? I'm not being like, oh yeah, I made this. I'm thinking about the cards that he probably has and how that will affect my mulligan. So I'm not trying to be egotistical. Are there other people that you guys have seen that have messed around with like Elise Draven?
Come closer. I don't bite.
And I wish Yeti Yearling was a better card, huh? Ow. I mean, it looks like we could be setting up for a weird Reckoning. I don't know. This is kind of a bad Reckoning hand, though. Can you explain why you have Yearling over Omen Hawk? It's possible that we could cut down on Yeti Synergy and run like a mid-range with Omen Hawk. 209 and I built a list that's like kind of plays for that condition instead. But with the Yeti Synergy being buffed, the reason I did that is because Trapper was a 2-2 at the time. In reality, when Trapper's a 3-3, the Yeti Synergy feels pretty valuable. And, I mean, by Yeti Synergy, I mostly mean Tall Tales, so. It is possible we could do a bit of a weird hybrid where we run Tall Tales and Trapper and, Ancient Yeti, and then we just hope that we have Tall Tales off of something else. Yeah, I mean, it is very possible that Yeti Yearling is just too weak. For sure. It's extremely possible. So we've got 1 Draven, 2 Whirling Death in hand. It gives us good options. The scare card he could have is 2nd Draven for Whirling Death. If he has 2nd Draven, he probably wins. He's gonna attack, and that's gonna force us to use a Whirling Death, and then if he Whirling Deaths us and kills us before ours can go off, then we should kind of just lose the game on the spot, actually. Where's my axe? Can the deck stop a Remembrance? It can do pretty well. He's got like Brothers Bond and stuff like that. I think that we have a pretty valued in pass here. Keeps us nice and flexible. If he overdevelops, then we can take an unpunishable play, and this is concede. So we Whirling Axe Draven, we Spinning Axe, Trifarian Assessor, and we just spam Reckoning. We're good. Unless I'm forgetting a card, I don't think we're not good here. But yeah, we wanted to wait for him to overcommit a bit, because Brothers Bond is a big counter. If he had mana for Brothers Bond, that would have been nasty. Maybe I am forgetting a card. Maybe there is something nasty he could do here. Vision Axe Draven? Yeah, I mean, he can save one of his cards by discarding Vision here, but only one. So yeah, this is the power of a minor point of synergy here. That is the Vision. So he saves his Draven, and we'll block it with our Yeti Yearling. Oh, wait. Wait. It's like good to tank 5. I mean, the deck doesn't really run Glimpse. Unless he's using a different version from mine that runs Glimpse. Without Glimpse, it's pretty hard to get back into this. I mean, Hearthguard always has to make more sense first, right? That was such a waste of Vision. He had to do that.
I
His entire board is getting destroyed. He's not going to get a better vision for the rest of the game. I think that was correct. The net deck shouldn't run any Mark of the Isles either, which he doesn't really have anything he wants to give up, but Mark of the Isles or Transfusion are the two ways those colors can stop this. His deck shouldn't be running either if it's mine. I'm trying to remember. 2 Brothers Bond, 3 Visions. My latest version is running 1 Draven's Biggest Fan, which I actually do like in that deck, just because of the proportions. So yeah, it's definitely mine. And that means that he's going to be... Like, the 2 Brothers Bonds are probably the scariest things in this matchup.
Where'd you get your title? They do refunds?
Because it means, like, for example, we have a hard time taking a weird block. I could just do a double Whirling Death. I mean, he can't stop a double Whirling Death, right? Unless this card is another Draven. There's no animation on Fan, right? We did actually just open ourselves up to a big lose condition. If his other card is Draven. Because it doesn't main deck Whirling Death. Oh god. It's actually not that unlikely. It's really not that unlikely. I just messed up.
This is our homeland. Hey, buddy, what you
Do I pass here?
You
I think if he lets this through, he would... He can't let this through if he can do anything about it. If his last card is anything... If it's almost anything other than other Draven, he has to discard it for value here. This is a little risky. I don't know, it's 2 health. His deck doesn't really have over the top. We've got stabilizers. There we go. So yeah, I mean it's always best to just level up the Draven here, I guess. I don't know. Committing the last tool should never matter. Because I mean, I think we are closing this out here.
for the money makers?
I guess we just strike the spider? I don't know, spider's kind of the spookiest thing all of a sudden. That's weird. Hey, that's a lot of axes. What the fuck? Wait, why am I getting 4? Hang on. Does he get 2 when he levels up? Oh, because he's striking the Elise afterwards. It's a triple strike. Oh, of course, it all makes sense. Okay. Yo, Luciferin, what's up, man? Welcome to 1HK Club. So yeah, we should just be able to be closing it out with Kato. But yeah, that's part of the value of Reckoning. It's just a nice flexible tool that, I mean, this game should have been closed out when we played it. I think this block was a bit of a misplay that I don't think he could have won, but it put the game in a worse position than it should have been in. That was my bad.
What time is it?
8 o'clock? Wait, what? What did that just say?
Go time! Today we fight as one!
Wait, I think I misheard that. I don't think it was supposed to be 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock? Oh god, that's horrible. Oh Jesus. That's really bad. Oh, 8 o'clock? I wanted to believe it wasn't that. Okay, so yeah, I think that's a decent idea. Basically going into like the value Yeti package and getting out of like as much synergy. I don't know. One Battle Fury? Don't think so. It could be okay, but I think it's a little overkill here. So we're against Yasuo Katarina. We have, I would say, a nut hands. I can kick Katarina here. We don't really want it too early though. Katarina is like a long-term value card unless you're getting super good value out of the Blade's Edge, which you don't in this matchup. There's nothing really at 1 you want to be killing. Is it possible to play Darius or Tryndamere in this deck? I could maybe see you running like 1 Tryndamere. I think it might be a little unnecessary though. Like, mostly you're good. This deck has a ton of late game, right? Like, think about curve in terms of sort of like eventual mana cost. Could I play this Glory Seeker? I mean, I can't really attack. I can clean up a Fey Blade Twirler. If he doesn't play anything on 2, he does casually take 6, which is really funny.
Sharpen the blade, secure the kill.
I mean,
Patrol 1.
the hard counter. I've never been countered so hard in my life. I was thinking, like, if he plays Fey Blade Twirler, which is the common turn 2 play, this can still attack and kill it. You know, that's pretty nice. We lost. PP hands, dude. But yeah, so think about cards in terms of their kind of like eventual mana usage, right? It's like when you're looking at a mana curve, it's important to think about it like that. Like in reality, Trifarian Assessor like gives you so many cards that her mana to card value is like she will eventually cost you like 16 mana or something ridiculous like that. Like when you play her. So it's like I don't really need more top end. My deck won't run out of ways to use mana, so I don't really want super expensive cards like Tryndamere. It's competing with cards like Assessor. And then, you know, we've got draw cards like Sentry as well, kind of doing a lot of the same thing. One Tryndamere could be okay. I mean, the 1 mana one is just good. I like the way this deck is breaking down. Sentry gets in an attack here, why not? I mean, I'm tapped out, but I mean, I'm not in a situation where I can get any value whatsoever out of bluffing anything. Looks like he wants to Blade's Edge the Sentry, which I'm fine with. I guess I could challenge the Katarina. I guess. To be perfectly honest, I think I truly don't care enough about it. I think I actually just very simply, unironically, don't care enough about it. I don't know. I think saving my Glory Seeker for something later feels good. And I might be doing a weird early Assessor in this game, which you normally aren't playing Assessor on these turns, but I might do an Assessor on like turn 6 or something like that. It's looking pretty likely. Attacking with Omen Hawk is probably just kind of like Mimi. Probably just like leave it back. No real reason to attack with it. Because, I mean, we don't have 1 damage to punish Assassin. We don't have Katarina in our hand. Yo, Pune Shooter, what's up, man? Welcome back to the One at the Gate Club. I mean, that's a lot of draws. Ancient Eddie's just chugging along, dude. It's pretty crazy. I'm taking some damage here. I don't know. I can turn my Hearthguard's health into my health, and I guess maybe I should. The only problem is, like, if he does some amount of damage from hand, it could be a little awkward. Like, these decks can run, like, Twin Disciplines and stuff like that. And then I don't want to lose the card entirely. And I think I have enough health at 11 that I can chill.
Solves everything.
So, I mean, if he has, like, an aggressive hand, I could see him being good here. That's kind of what he needs. But he's running a 3 Yasuo version of the deck. He's not running, like, the aggro bait Yasuo version. So I'm a lot less afraid because of that. It's got to be too much value to get the Overwhelm 5/5 on the board. As tempting as it is to like greed harder and go like Glory Seeker Assessor and be like, oh yeah, 0 mana. It's not really worth it. I don't really care that much about mana efficiency here. So he gets a pretty value Yone. That's pretty expected. Do we have the ability to take much of an open attack there? It's okay. It's a little vulnerable to like getting a bit less value out of this, but he will have some scary attacks with like the elusive plus Katarina, so we'll see how that works. But I can finally get like my Glory Seeker value that I've been looking for this entire time, plus a very solid attack. So I think developing into that Yone is necessary. It's like the Yone's down, which is nice. I mean, the effect is, even if you can save it in some way. Getting good value. Super low value Steel Tempest. That's great as well. And we've got him on a clock of 2 now. We are just looking to survive 1 turn. We can almost certainly guarantee a kill on the next turn after this. So that means all we have to do is survive 1 turn and we're good. Now he's got an attack here, and then he's got like the Katarina re-attack, which is definitely a little awkward. If he has some spooky combo piece on top of that, he could find a way to take a win. Do we have big answers? Reckoning off the top. Unfortunately, we wouldn't have enough mana to play it. I mean, my play doesn't really do much here, right? I think nothing we do can really matter. Unless there's a spell that can actually affect the board in a big way. So Reckoner taps him out. It's gonna stun the smallest thing. So currently that's the 4/3. Looks good to me. I mean, we're just looking to increase the odds as much as possible of just killing him next turn, which means I should just play buffed Kato. Pretty straightforward. Okay. So he's gonna need to have a hand here to stay alive, man. This is a pretty sick open attack. It seems pretty obvious that we should be buffing with Overwhelm, the big one. Against like hard removal things like Steel Tempest or Will, you want to diversify your options a bit more and buff something a little bit smaller instead. Maybe we should buff the 4/4. Because that's, I mean, those are the kind of cards that are going to win him the game, right? And only those kinds of cards. This looks pretty good. I mean, we don't really have great reactions here. All we have is Elixir, but... I mean, how is he going to survive this?
You cannot escape.
It's like... He can only survive this by sacrificing both elusives, unless he has a crazy hand. If he sacrifices both elusives, I think we should just be good in general.
It's too late for you.
So we're forcing him to pre-commit, which is really nice.
You cannot escape.
He's a 2 lifesteal barrier triple blocker. What the fuck? God, it's just too crazy, dude. It's just too crazy, man. You just can't fucking get over the Yetis. There's no way.